So those people that you think you are dating or you're trying to get with, they are agents. Okay, that a lot of you guys are dating agents that was sent to you personally. Okay, some of y'all have handlers and you don't even know why you have no peace. You have no peace because of that person was sent to you to keep you in the loop, keep you distracted. Okay, it's to keep you distracted from knowing what's going on around your world. Okay, some of y'all are being watched like hawks. Being watched like hawks, and you don't know because you out just dainty and going along the way. Oh, little old me. Yes, little old you. You're that important. You are that important. I don't care if you work at Dollar General. I don't care if you work at Wally World as the receipt checker. Okay? Yeah, you. Yes, you. You, yes. Don't have babies. I think that we're past that point. In 2025, I don't think it's safe. It's not safe to have babies. Me personally, it's not even safe to even be getting married unless you're 100% sure that that man or that woman is for you. Yeah. So you may think like, hey, like, no, it can't be me. Yes, it can be you. And I don't care if you live in the projects. I don't care if you live in middle class. Okay? I don't care if you live in high class. It does not matter. They are sending people to ruin your life, to keep you distracted, to keep you in distress. Okay? Yeah, yes, they are. It happens. Yeah. It happens to a lot of us. Some of us have woken up to it. A lot of us have not. And I'm just here to say, don't. Yeah, don't. Don't do it to yourself. And it's best to move on and not even focus on that type of stuff because of what's going on out in today's world. Like, it's not something you should do. I would never date again. I doubt it 100%. Like, I doubt it. I'm literally focusing on myself. Like, what has happened to me, nobody will even believe it. Okay? What has happened to me, nobody would believe it. So I'm just going to say, some of y'all are being distracted. Some of these men and women are being sent to you. You know how the Matrix is and how the lady in the red dress? Yeah, and she was the distraction? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. That's real, guys. It's real. I actually did a little test on that. And you would not believe what I saw and what happened. I literally pulled around my neighborhood and I said, I got a feeling they're going to try to send this guy to me. Okay? Now, some people may say, oh, you're attractive and, oh, no. This guy was just sitting there waiting, looking forward like this, just at his stern wheel. And then he pulled right behind me and followed me to the store. Okay? Yeah. Yes, it happened to me. Yeah, it happened to me. Yes. So I just want to get y'all up on something like, y'all thinking it can't happen to you, and it's happening to you. Some of y'all had babies with these people. Some of y'all been married to these people for 10 years, and you can't figure out what is wrong with this person. Why do they act like that? Why do they keep me mentally drained? Like, it's because of they are sent to you. They're agents. Yes. If these people did not do that, then a lot of us would be woke. Most of us would be woke if we did not move like that. Okay? Most of us would be woke. And so they have to keep us distracted and keep us with toys and depression and distress and confusion. So that's kind of what they do. And I'm saying to y'all, like, just please be aware. Okay? It's not worth it. Having babies with people who is sent to you is one of the worst feelings in the world. Okay? And I see it is the most dangerous thing in the world due to the mind. Right? So I would say do not. it's 2025. Real soon, we may be running, y'all, with babies in our hand, okay? Like, that's how far this thing can go, especially with the military in D.C. You have a lot of stuff going on. Of course, they're going to put military in all the states. A lot of states, 19 states is what I hear for right now. But, of course, it's going to be all 50. It's no telling what they're going to do. So, my advice to all of you, slow down. Think. Pay attention. And listen to that gut that tells you something is not right. Something isn't right. Pay attention, y'all. Like, I want to see y'all grow. I want to see y'all, do better. Okay? This is do better. Pay attention. It's not like 2020 and 2016. Give that stuff up, y'all. Okay? Because we're in a different world now, y'all. Okay? Please, I'm begging y'all. Like, it's so bad about here. Like, all right? So I just want y'all to be blessed, okay?
How much more can you invade me than to go into my brain?
It sounds like somebody else is reading the book, only it's thoughts.
We're not having a group hallucination. This is actually something that's happening.
These men all live in the area, didn't know each other before the voices started, and say someone is playing mind games with them.
Mostly it's a lot of derogatory comments about whatever you're thinking about.
Only time I ever had a whole sentence, he said, "This is not about you," which just frosted me. If it's not about me, what the hell am I going through all this for?
Kevin Bond says he used to have a normal life.
I was living in the San Diego area. I was clerking for a federal judge, and I noticed that I was being followed by a whole bunch of people.
According to the websites, what Bond is describing is called gang stalking. He moved to Palm Springs to escape.
I started hearing, as you'll hear, hearing voices, and what they'll call voice to skull or microwave hearing.
Bob Stansfield says his experience was similar and started a decade ago.
They were active in following me around here, and I started hearing the voices a little bit after the vehicular stalking.
Randall Ringer says the voices started when he was undergoing chemotherapy.
The first thing that was said was Randall Ringer. And I sat up straight and I went into the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, looked myself in the eyes, and I said, did that really happen?
Bond says he's found more than 300 victims locally and is tracking others across the state through billboards. In Johnson Valley, a Freedom House just opened to help people who believe they are being targeted.
To many of you who find yourselves the object of covert harassment, that there is hope and that you are not alone, and that we are striving to find legislation and we're working towards freedom for all.
Derek Robinson leads a national group called Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance. He says he knows who's playing mind games.
Following him, so he's trying to. Good morning, folks. I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, and I'm standing out here early in the morning with my dog, and I get a call from a gentleman who's having some sort of crisis. He's asking me about gang stalking. He said that he tried talking to some police officers, and they kind of shrugged him off, and I asked him a few questions, and it turned out that he had an accident, had traumatic brain injury. But he believes people are following him, so he's trying to escape the county and going from place to place, and goes to a hotel, believes people are following him. He's like, these people are even bringing their kids. And he asked me honestly, and I said, listen, it's like a mechanic. If the car's not starting, the car's not turning over, it could be the battery, it could be the alternator, it could be a fuse, or it could be a solenoid. It's a process of elimination. Start with what your worst nightmare is, which is mental health. Go to a doctor, talk to them, see what they say. Process of elimination. Good morning, folks. I'm attorney Roger P. Foley.
Legal surveillance, I might add. Regarding older people, too. Now, if you were on one of my broadcasts before, you heard me talk about an older man, every bit of 70, 80, who was gang stalking. I was so shocked. I was like, what? You're supposed to be home chilling. But y'all, take a listen to him. Brother man.
So most of the travelers you're going to see, they just going to work. The gang stalkers going to make blocks. You're going to be able to pinpoint their cars, because most of these individuals, they are just communing back and forth to work. The gang stalker going to have to turn a block. The gang stalker gonna have to expose themselves. You retirees and the big old 1200 Rams and the Lexuses and the Cadillacs that's following me around in this little Nissan G6, you gonna have to expose yourself to God today and let the world know how important I am in this G6. So you're gonna have to make blocks in that big old Cadillac. You're gonna have to make blocks in that big old Escalade. You're gonna have to keep making blocks in that 2022, that 2023, and you're gonna show the world how important this little broke dude is that's staying at the shelter that's riding in a G6.
Why you don't want to go tomorrow. And it's not too late for me and you to get some tuxes and go, you know. I'll take you.
I'd go if I went with you. Well, first of all, I want to point out that it's not just the Grammys that I pulled out of the English awards as well, the English equivalent. The reason that I wanted to pull out was because I believe very much that the music industry as a whole operates mainly, it's concerned mainly with material success, and a lot of artists I think, are responsible for encouraging the belief among people that material success will make them happy. And I think one of the ways that the industry encourages commercial success and materiality is by having award ceremonies which very much honour those who have achieved material success rather than people who've told the truth or who've done anything to...
Talking.
And is it through Infogard, though?
Yeah, it's Infogard, yeah.
So you think if I, looked on Infogard, I could find it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I don't have to talk to, the individual that Facebooked you?
No. So that was just he was a guy that knew somebody. So,
and then so I get $15 an hour if I apply.
Yeah.
And then I could only work 30 hours a week, though?
Yeah, it could be more.
Oh, I could get more hours?
You could get more hours, yeah.
And then they direct deposit you, every week or every 2 weeks?
It's every 2 weeks.
And then do you get gift cards? Because I heard that, too. My other friend told me that.
You have to be there a certain amount of time.
Oh, so it depends on how long you were doing it to get gift cards.
Yes.
And then, so they don't use, an app or nothing? They just use a text?
Yeah, they use a text.
Like text now?
Like text now, yeah, or any kind of phone number you have.
Oh, so it's just your phone number.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then they just send you out a mass text or just a text to you?
Just text yourself. Because you're the one that's going to go to the individual store.
But how do they know? So it's like a bot? How do they know?
Well, it's because you're already in the system, so they know.
So then they'll just say, let me text Sam and tell him to go to Circle K.
Yes.
Well, how do they know you're by Circle K?
They don't.
So can you text them and be like, I'm not near there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so so do you know what you're doing, though?
Yeah. Yeah. They show you everything that you're supposed to be doing. That's what you're gonna be doing.
So, but what I'm saying is so what do they tell you the job is? That's what I want to know, because no one could explain that to me when I tell them. What's the job? So what is it called?
I don't even know. They send you to a store.
And what's the purpose? What do they say that you're doing, though?
You're just going to work. That's all they tell you. Just going to do what they tell you to do.
You're just going to go to work?
Yeah,
and so your work requires going to the store?
Yes. They tell you. They tell you in detail what you're going to be doing and stuff.
Oh, so they say.
Yeah,
but what do they say, though? You're going to go to stores, you're going to
be watching, or you're going to be.
But watching who, though? How do you know who to watch?
People that look suspicious.
But that could be anybody in the store.
And it could be anybody in the world.
So they don't tell you who the person is.
You gotta be really instinctive about it. You gotta know.
So even though you're going in the store, they don't tell you the person.
They don't tell you the person.
You just walk in the store.
Yeah. Just walk in.
But what do they say that you're doing? Surveilling the person, or?
Yeah, so you're pretty much doing surveillance. That's what it is.
Oh, that's what it's called, surveillance work?
That's right, surveillance work.
And then so what happens if you don't know the person, how could you tell them, hey, I seen this person pass drugs or do this?
They give you a phone call.
Oh, a phone number?
Yeah, it's a call. And then they call APD.
Oh, so then you could call them and say.
You can't confront them yourself because.
But how do you know who it is, though? It could be any random person that you see.
Right, that's what's wishy-washy about it.
That's what I'm saying. I could call the police on you, and then you could be doing nothing.
Yeah. See, but you'd have to know for sure if that's the person that's what sucks about it.
That's what I'm saying. So say if I seen you, and then I seen Blow Joe over there, but then I seen you sell drugs, but it was really Blow Joe who they were looking for, and then I call the police on you.
Yeah, but see, they're gonna get the little guy, get the bigger guy.
Oh, so there are other cases are about drug cases, and
they're gonna get the little guy to get the bigger guy.
So is it only about drugs, or is it about
anything else? Selling to minors.
So they do that.
Yeah.
So what do they do? Like target them, or what is it called?
It's kind of like targeted them. Yeah, it's I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the. See, yeah, man, got me in a rough time.
No, I just want to know. Thank you, because I'm gonna try to apply.
Okay, that like it's. I guess it's kind of like targeting, but it's more. It's they call it surveillance.
They call surveillance role player.
Role player, yeah.
That's what it is, huh?
It is.
Okay. Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Of people would be systematically. Gang stalking is one of those things that at first glance sounds like it can't possibly be real. The idea that someone or a group of people would be systematically harassed, followed, and psychologically tortured in a way that's hard to prove, hard to track, and hard to escape. It sounds like paranoia. And for that reason, it's often dismissed as a mental illness, delusion, schizophrenia, or some form of extreme hypervigilance. But if you take the time to actually listen to people who talk about it, not just the memes, not the jokes, not the dismissive takes, but the actual lived experiences, a pattern starts to form. Different people from different places saying the same things, using the same language, describing the same tactics. And the deeper you look, the more you realize, even if it's not happening in the exact way they describe, something is happening. So let's talk about what gang stalking really is. Not the sensational version, but the layered reality of it. What is gang stalking? At its core, gang stalking is the belief or the experience that you're being watched, followed, harassed, or interfered with in a coordinated, sustained way by multiple people. It's not just one person messing with you, it's a system, a network. It feels organized, intentional, and cruelly invisible. This can show up in different forms. A few of the most common ones. Adlaksha 1, orchestrated social encounters, aka street theater. This is where people feel like their interactions in public are staged, like the people around them are acting out a script, pretending to be random strangers, but they're not. They're part of the act, part of the intimidation. Example, you're at a coffee shop. Someone sits behind you and starts having a conversation that weirdly mirrors your private life. They mention details that nobody should know. The next person who walks in bumps into you, doesn't apologize, stares at you a little too long. Then you leave and you see a car drive by slowly, windows down, people inside looking directly at you, Isloft smirking. It sounds minor, maybe even explainable, but it happens again and again and again. Eventually, it stops feeling like coincidence. And it doesn't matter if it's real or not, it feels real. That's the trap. 2, digital harassment. This is where the surveillance moves online. People who believe they're being gang stalked often report their phones acting strange, conversations being repeated back to them, or personal information being leaked or used against them. It's like their entire digital life has been infiltrated. Examples. You send a text to a friend about something specific, and later that day, strangers online seem to be referencing it indirectly. You notice your emails being read before you open them, or they're marked unread when you know you didn't open them yet. Your phone lights up at odd hours, or apps open and close without you doing anything. A private photo is leaked, or an old post is used to humiliate or discredit you. This isn't just trolling, it feels like targeted digital warfare, and sometimes it's tied to bigger systems, like data mining, facial recognition, or predictive policing. 3, noise campaigns. These are repeated, intentionally disruptive sounds meant to create agitation. It could be construction outside your window every single day, or loud knocking from neighbors at the same time every night. Car alarms, dogs barking, sirens. Always when you're trying to rest, concentrate, or heal. Example, you try to meditate and a motorcycle revs its engine right outside your window. You change locations, it happens again. You move cities, and somehow the pattern continues. It's the noise itself, it's the timing. That's what starts to break people down. That's what starts people down. Sabotage, social isolation. People report losing jobs, friends, or family relationships after being targeted. Things go wrong for no reason. Reputations get damaged without explanation. People around them start acting strange, distant, paranoid. It's like someone is poisoning their life behind the scenes. Example, you apply for a job and everything's going well. But right before the final interview, the energy shifts. The employer suddenly becomes cold or cancel the opportunity altogether. A friend you've known for years starts treating you like a threat. people avoid your eyes, or you overhear whispers, conversations about you that you were never meant to hear. Psychological layer, what's really happening inside. When someone goes through this repeatedly, it changes their brain. The constant stress, the unpredictability, the loss of control, it rewires how they interpret the world. They enter a state of hypervigilance. Fight or flight becomes a daily baseline. Sleep disappears. Joy fades. Everything becomes suspicious. And here's the thing. Whether it's truly happening or not, the psychological experience is real. That's why gang stalking is so hard to talk about, because if someone feels like they're being hunted, the trauma they experience is real, even if the source is unseen or denied. Psychoanalytic layer, the unseen mind. On a deeper level, some believe that gang stalking represents a fragmentation of the psyche, a war between the conscious self and the unconscious self, the part of you that wants to grow, expand, and heal, versus the part of you that still believes you deserve punishment, shame, or exile. In this framework, the stalkers are symbolic. They're a reflection of inner wounds manifesting externally. That doesn't mean they're imaginary. It means they might be energetically created by an unresolved inner world, especially if someone has a trauma history or has been violated by institutions before. Historical and real-world precedent. Gang stalking doesn't exist in a vacuum. There are real-world programs that have mirrored these tactics. COINTELPRO, FBI. Black activists were followed, discredited, and psychologically broken down. Phone taps, false rumors, infiltrators in their inner circles. The goal was to neutralize and destroy. Stasi, East Germany. A program called Zersetzung focused on psychological warfare. Agents would break into homes and move things around, change the time on clocks, open drawers. The goal was to make the target question their sanity and feel completely alone. So when people describe gang stalking today, it's not just fantasy. It has historical roots in state-sponsored oppression. Energetic, spiritual perspective. In spiritual terms, some believe that people being gang stalked are light carriers or chosen souls, people with high vibration who threaten the control systems. In that context, gang stalking becomes a spiritual war. Some say entities, physical or not, feed off the fear, paranoia, and emotional exhaustion it creates. They need the target to break down, isolate, or give up. And when that person rises instead of folds, they often become powerful beyond measure. So the attacks increase. From this lens, gang stalking isn't just harassment, it's a test of will, identity, and spiritual sovereignty. Why it's dismissed so easily? Because it's invisible, because it's hard to prove, because it makes you sound crazy. It's the perfect crime, and it thrives in silence. That's why when people speak out, they're often met with laughter, doubt, or accusations of mental illness. But the ones who've lived it don't laugh. They describe it like a slow spiritual assassination. And the scariest part, the world around them keeps telling them it's all in their head.